This is one of my favorite types of stories to do because it means that things are actually happening for the good that might actually fight evil and make the world a better place. It's not getting any attention at all for whatever reason. I don't know why. Because it's not one of those salacious, sexy stories or whatever. But this is probably one of the most important times, little battles in history that is going to mean a lot in the future for all of us. And that is that Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, who I think a lot of people consider to be an asshole, considering he really didn't fight for Trump or support Trump. He is doing something that's good, and we'll see how this goes. But he signed a law that's going to begin sanctioning and removing prosecutors in the state of Georgia. And it's going to get rid of rogue, incompetent lawyers and prosecutors. Now, the Georgia Supreme Court struck it down, no surprise, because they're a bunch of lawyers and they don't want to be removed or they don't want any oversight of what it is that they do. And that's what this is. It's an oversight board that will be created that will review lawyers that are doing bad things. So what's an example of that? Letitia James. Letitia James ran as a prosecutor to get Trump. That's why she became the prosecutor. That's why she was running. She is going after him for now anybody, lawyer or not lawyer, should agree that what Donald Trump's being accused in New York is absolutely absurd. There is no one that was harmed in what Donald Trump did in New York. Every business person that you would ever talk to in real estate does exactly what Donald Trump has done. No banks were harmed. No fraud was committed. Even the judge admitted that nobody was harmed, but he made up this ridiculous thing and said, "Well, it's not a reason to dismiss the case that nobody was harmed." So, in other words, nobody was injured in a case, so we're just going to go ahead and go along with it anyway. So Brian Kemp, what he's attempting to do is say, hey. Oh, and then Fani Willis is another example, who happens to be the prosecutor in Georgia. She's got her own problems with having affairs with people that she hires, and her own trial to see whether or not she's going to stay on the case. And of course, she's still on the case. I mean, so she gets rid of the lover, but she gets to stay on the case and continue to prosecute Trump for, again, alleged election interference, when all he was doing was saying, hey, are there any other votes that we can get here that we haven't seen? Just questioning the fact that maybe there was impropriety going on. So the idea is to go after prosecutors that use the courtroom in a manner that is considered lawfare. And lawfare is the use of the law to hinder a political opponent, in this particular case, with what's going on with Donald Trump. And this is extremely important. It needs to happen in other states other than just Georgia. This is something that needs to happen across the country, without a doubt. There needs to be an oversight of rogue prosecutors, of dirty prosecutors, and to rein in those that use the law and use the courtroom in order to determine an outcome in an election. The judicial system at this point right now has way too much control and has way too much influence on those types of things, like um, election interference, that kind of stuff. They have way too much influence and power when it comes to that kind of stuff, and that needs to be reined in. Um, you know, severely needs to be reined in. So let me know. Let me know what you think. Do you think that that is a good idea? That there needs to be review boards where prosecutors and even judges need to be held accountable for using the law for nefarious purposes? That there should be these review boards making sure that that anyone that's using the law in an improper way are held accountable. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think that that's something we need to have? Or are you satisfied with how everything's being handled the way it is now? I can't imagine you being okay with that. But let me know in the comments section. And if you like the video, please click the like button. And again, if it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.